After the failed attempt to remove Governor Buni of Yobe State as chairman of the Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, CECPC, of the All Progressives Congress, his allies have taken charge of the APC National Secretariat in Abuja. The secretary of the CECPC, John Akpanudoedehe, who had stayed away from the secretariat during the crisis, arrived at the venue yesterday with a retinue of security personnel and dismissed claims that Nigeria's ruling party was embroiled in a leadership tussle. He also affirmed that the Yobe State Governor was still the CECPC Chairman, adding that the Niger State Governor, Abubakar Sani Bello, only filled the vacuum in Buni's absence. He said the CECPC was committed to delivering a seamlessly successful national convention for the APC on March 26th. Now joining us from our Abuja studio to discuss efforts by the ruling party to proceed with its convention is Ebunola Martins, a member of the APC National Coordinator of the Buhari Oshibajo Support Group during the 2019 elections and currently spokesperson for Rochas Okorocha New Nigeria Campaign Group. He'll also be telling us how long the prevailing peace of the graveyard in the APC is expected to last. Good morning, Mr. Martins, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
Well, Prince Martins, good to see you again. Two quick things. One, your take on the crisis in the APC. I mean, you can take it from any angle you want, and then we'll proceed from there. And then second, Rochas Okorocha, your principal that you are promoting to be president. We've not had a lot from that side for some time. It's a new campaign group that you speak for. Is it still alive? Are you guys still in the race?
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Batty. First, the first question you asked me has to do with the situation in my party. I can tell you for free that one of the reasons why we are facing some of this problem is the struggle for power. And like I've just mentioned to a couple of people, one of the reasons why we won the 2015 election was simply because we did the needful. If you can see, before APC came to life, before it was formed by 4 different groups led by different people. You know, CPC was led by the current President Muhammadu Buhari. ACN was led by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. ABGA was led by Rochas and the other group. And this group were able to coordinate themselves. They worked together as one. And the party at that time, if you check, even all the position in the party at that time was zoned to these groups. That was why there was peace, because they were the founding fathers. But today, I think the problem we're having is that some people were trying to see if they can play some of the founding fathers, push them out of the scheme of things, and all those kind of things. This is why we are where we are today. But however, I think that the time has come for the party as a whole, even the president, to call all the stakeholders together. If I mean the stakeholders, the people who form this party, these are the people who have the key of the party. And I think it's very important that the party should consult them. And by the way, we're already aware those who have declared that they want to run for presidency come 2023. And I think the party should put them into consideration, should speak with them, should talk to them. I don't think even if FIFA is organizing World Cup for nations, and you see FIFA itself trying to say that, no, the country's airfield doesn't matter. Their team is playing, so that team will be playing. So there's a need for consultation. I think the party should go back to what we did in 2015 that gave us the victory against the incumbent president at that time. So I think this is just the way to go. It's not about because I have to be president or I have to be a vice president, I have to sidetrack everybody, play everybody, and give them whatever it suits me. So I think there's a need for us to go back to what we started with in 2015. And then you asked me about the new Nigeria. Well, I can tell you we are working very hard. We are doing all we need to do. We are having a lot of consultation. And I believe that because of the mood of the nation, what the country, what the people in this country need, the mood of the nation, Rochas Okorocha fit exactly to to solve the problem based on the mood of the nation. As you know, we need unity in Nigeria. This is very, very important. So we need someone who has the antecedent of unifying the country, somebody who has a record, not somebody who will just say, don't worry, I will unify, I will do the, but somebody who has a track record. And I believe Rochas Okorocha has it. And that's why the new Nigeria is working very hard. We're doing a lot of consultation seriously, and that's exactly what we're doing. And on the other hand, you can also see that based on Rochas' antecedents in life, where he started from his humble background, he was able to create wealth out of nothing. And I think that this country sincerely needs a president and leader who can create wealth out of nothing. This is what we just need. Believe you me, Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world. I don't want anybody to tell me Nigeria is a poor country. We have all that it takes. We just need someone who has that vision, who has that mission and that vision to be able to turn our economy around, to make sure that our refineries are working, businesses are working, electricity 24 hours begin to work in Nigeria. All these things are possible. We have gas, we have everything that it takes. We just need somebody with a business mindset like Rochas Okorocha to be able to do this. Look, if we check, if we have to be very fair with ourselves, because like I've said, the mood of the nation is very, very important at this time of our lives. We cannot continue to, some of these youth now, they are 12 years old now. In another 7, 8 years, believe you me, they will be almost 20 or 19 years old. Those are potential Boko Haram, potential bandits if we did not do something right at this time. So this is the reason why we should all come together to look at what we need to do. And what we need to do is what I've told you. We need a leader who has a proven record based on what he has done before. Not somebody who is coming to tell me or tell us, oh, don't worry, I will create employment. What kind of employment has he created before? And by the way, how many of our politicians are able to make the government? Government made them. This is what I want Nigerians to separate. It's not about propaganda. It's not about destroying people. No. At this point, we have to check and look critically if we don't want to repeat what we have been repeating. Is that we need to first of all check among these politicians, who are the ones that is cash in, cash out politicians? Now, who are the ones that have been able to create wealth even outside the government? Some of our politicians, they became billionaires and multi-billionaires because they got involved in government and the government made them. Now, some of them have been made. They have been made. They've created wealth before they get there. And I think this is what Rochas Okorocha has, that I think all Nigerians should take advantage of for us to be able to get to the promised land.
Right, I have 2 questions for you, and we don't have an awful lot of time, so I'm going to try and be quick about it. Now, Rochas Okorocha is a senator. Not that much has been heard about the position of APC senators. We've all heard about a group of 19 APC governors and a group of 3 APC governors, but where do the APC senators stand on this issue of May Buni or Sani Bello March 26th convention or not? Where does your principle in particular stand on the issue? And also, you said the party should go back to where you were in 2015. Where was that? Because at the time, there was some kind of unity of purpose, which is what brought the whole motley crew together to form APC, to remove PDP from power. And now the party seems rudderless. So when you say go back to where you were in 2015, what exactly does that mean?
Let me start with that. What I mean is this. In 2015, what the party did was recognize that there are some founding fathers of this party. And these founding fathers, the party itself as a political party, from the chairman, if you remember at that time, they zoned the chairman to ACN. You see the way they zone it? I think organizing secretary to Abuja, that is Rochas group, Rochas led Abuja and the rest of it. So they zone it. And there was peace because they formed this party, they understand where they're going, they understand where they're coming from, and their goal is to be able to deliver the evidence of democracy for the people. So they all came together to do this. This was what happened. And for this part, for the party to come together, I think what they should do, if the chairman of the party will take my own little position and the position of my boss, is that we should be able to bring everybody together in the party. all the stakeholders, a CPC stakeholder led by President Muhammadu Buhari, ACN led by Tinubu himself, because, of course, they did a lot for the party. ABGA led by Rochas Okorocha, who also did a lot for the party from the East. I think there's a need for all these people to be brought together. If they are able to bring them together, if you ask me, the chairman of the party at this time should be zoned to CPC. This is my own, this our position, my position also, should be zoned to CPC. Then the secretary should be zoned to ACN, because they also played a big role, you know, and then the organizing secretary and the rest of them, you know, can also be zoned to ABGA, led by Rochas Okorocha also, and then the other fourth group also be zoned some position, while the remaining of this position is, you know, is distributed accordingly to various states, and then the governors, the leaders of the state, the stakeholders of the state comes together, you know, work just the same way we did last time, work together to bring somebody to fit into those positions. You will see we'll have peace. And this is what we need to be able to win the election. I don't want us to do the same mistake PDP did last time. We have to learn from history. That's the reason why we have to do the correction. There's a need for the party leadership to organize a meeting between the stakeholders. I mean, again, the stakeholder means that the founding fathers of the party to be able to come together. This issue of some people, for political reasons, trying to outplay some of the founding fathers, those who were outside, those who were even fighting them when they were building this party. You see, this is the irony of the party. The people who are fighting these people when they were building this party, the people came to the party and now try to outwit them because they have some understanding with some other political groups. So I think there's a need for this leadership to be brought together, the founding fathers, so that we can have a lasting peace in the party.
Two things. Number one will be, I'd like to know your take on this talk about Adamu, you know, being the president's choice for the leader of the APC. How will that affect your candidate? And secondly, only about 8 days after your candidate declared, that's Rochas Okorocha, EFCC, you know, filed 17 charges of 2.9 billion. They said he stole from the state coffers. Your reaction?
You and I know that all these things are just political propaganda. You and I know that. We also know that all they are trying to do is media trial. The truth about it is that a man was a governor of a state, and as a governor, he declared free education from primary to the university level. Free education. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, you see the only state who provided free sandals for the students. Maybe Nigerians are not even aware of this. It provided free uniform. All the primary, secondary school children across Imo State, free uniform. It also provides them free books and also give them stipends to encourage them to study. Now,
Mr. Yobe Martins, please.
No, sorry.
No, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, please.
I'm going somewhere.
Please, I beg you. Hang on a minute, sir. We would like you to take the first question first on the president's decision for Adamu, then you can take the one about, your candidate second. Just talk about that first and talk about this one second. And do that quickly, sir, please.
Thank you. I think our position, like I mentioned earlier, our position has always been that the party should get someone that reflects the need of the people. The party, that's what we are asking for, to get someone that will reflect the need of Nigerians, someone that will carry everybody along, someone that does not have any idea under the table, any wrong ideas under the table. This is all what we need. This is all what we want. We are not people. My boss is not someone who wants to start supporting one person against the other. He loves everybody. He's a party man, as you know. So we want the party to win, and we want someone who will do the right thing, who the members of APC will see as doing the right thing. That's all we want. His Excellency Abdullah is a wonderful man. Believe you me, he's a very, very wonderful man. Just like, you know, even the governor of Niger, who you also mentioned earlier. These are great people. These are great people. You know, these are great people. So what we just wanted is a situation whereby our party will be able to get a chairman that will reflect the yearning, the needs of all APC members. That's where we stand. That's our position. And for the other one that you mentioned about the charges, like I mentioned earlier, you and I know that all these things is just pure political propaganda against this man. You also know, during his time as the governor of Imo, Transparency International, and Bureau of Statistics, if you check the website today of Transparency International, they adjudge Imo State, I repeat again, they adjudge Imo State as the least corrupt state in Nigeria during his tenure. So are you saying that all these people know more than Transparency International? Are you saying that even EFCC, they are more clean than Transparency International? Because Transparency International, they are not involved in politics. They are involved in fact. They are not involved in propaganda or prosecution on media space. They are involved. They got involved with facts, and that's what they have done. Okay, let me tell you, a man. I just want to give you this: a man who built 200-seater hospital bed in each of the 27 local government of Imo State. A lot of people outside Imo doesn't know this. A man who built in each local government of Imo State an ICT center. I told you.
Prince Martins, can we dwell less on Rochas Okorocha and just focus on more of the issues?
Because you asked me.
Well, yeah, we've had enough of that.
You are the one who asked me.
Yes, but quickly, let me ask you, what do you think of this sale of forms in the party, your party? The sale of forms is supposed to end by March 18. And we're told that for the position of chairman, you have to pay as much as 20 million. For deputy chairmanship position, you have to pay up to about 10 million. For national secretary and other positions, 5 million. What are your thoughts on this seeming monetization of the process right from the beginning? Even women and persons who are physically challenged are required to pay about 50% of the rates, depending on the position that they are looking for. So does it not look like whatever happens, this is all about the highest bidder running the party rather than ideology?
Yes, if you remember my take from the beginning, I said and I mentioned to you that there is a need for the party to go back to the original plan. And the original plan is that they put all the stakeholders into consideration before taking decision. They listen to their input because these are people who relate with the common man on the street. So if they had put all these people into consideration, perhaps some of these things we're having wouldn't have happened. A lot of good ideas would have, these same good ideas who gave us victory against an incumbent, the same ideas will have been brought to bear. So this is what exactly I think the party will do a lot of justice if they can do that quickly. So that, like some of these questions you're asking me about the cost, the high cost of forms and all that wouldn't even arise in the first place. So I think that's what we should do even before the time for the form expires. I strongly advise and suggest that to the party.
Unity, which you've been stressing about your principal, Senator Rochas Okorocha. Can you tell us what else he can bring to the table, given the pressing concerns that Nigerians are facing? Today's headlines say that Nigeria is going to tap into their Eurobonds, our Eurobonds, to pay for a subsidy on consumption. We're in dire straits with regards to the prices of fuel, diesel. Food inflation is skyrocketing. I mean, economically, we are in complete dire straits. What is your principal solution to these problems?
Okay. First, let me tell you, like you have just mentioned, you need to be able to do a diagnostic. You need to find out what a problem is before you bring solution to the problem. And I can tell you, my boss, Yobe Okorocha, has been able to put together all the problems of this country and provide solution to them all. First, let me tell you, one of the biggest problems of Nigeria is that what we are earning can no longer sustain what we are consuming. In other words, if Nigeria is making $10 million, for example, for oil, and is in our foreign reserve per day, what we are consuming and what we are bringing to the country every day is much more than that $10 million that we are earning. And that's one other area of pressure that our currency always have. But let me tell you, if Rochas Okorocha, if Nigerians vote him, that I know they will vote him to be the next president, first thing, we are going to have free education at all levels. That won't be go to school for the rich, and the less privileged find it difficult to go to school. So number one, Nigerians should take that and quote me as soon as President Rochas Okorocha is sworn in as the president. Free education for all Nigerians. Number two, I can also tell you we are going to have a revolution we are going to industrialize Nigeria. This is one of the key points of His Excellency, to make sure that we industrialize Nigeria. We no longer, anytime you see any smoke coming up anywhere, it's not going to be a smoke for the cooking of isewu and the jollof rice and pounded yam. It's going to be, smoke for production, for industry. This is the way to go. And of course, for PMS, or the petrol you are talking about, as soon as we are sworn in as to govern this country, I can assure you that we'll start the process seriously of producing petroleum for ourselves. We'll do the needful. We'll do the needful. I can tell you one of the reasons.
Okay. Because we have 1 minute more. You said you'll do all of this, but how can you do all of this when your principal claims that Imo State is still owing him 8 billion naira?
Well, I don't want people to misunderstand this point. When Rochas was the governor of Imo State, believe you me, he never collected kobo. You can check the record. No salary. The security votes that, governors could say, okay, they touch or do all that. He never touched it. Please check the record. These are part of the money. Instead of him taking it to do some things in the name of security, he applied another wisdom to secure the state. And you can see, Imo State was the most secure state in Nigeria during his tenure. This part of the money he used to give free education. Now, also, if you can also remember very well, now it's in the Senate today. Nigerians should know. You can also check. Rochas is not collecting salary or any allowance from the Senate. It's his DNA. That's who he is. So it's just to tell you that this man has a way of making things happen. A man
we must actually
who can feed.
Okay. We need to go now, sir.
You said
but we need to go now, but we must have to state that the security vote actually is for the state and not for any individual. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prince Ebunola Martins, for joining us this morning on The Morning Show.